Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm packaging up some food for backpacking. Now, one of the things I bought two of these and tried one out. This is Raspberry Crunch, and I found that it was maybe just a little bit too much to eat at one time. In fact, Beth and I ate some of it, and we both couldn't finish it. It's just extremely rich and a lot of flavor, but I only want a little bit to a time. So I split it in half and vacuum sealed it. And this is beef stroganoff. Same deal here. I don't want to eat this whole thing at once, so I split it in two also. So I bagged both of those up. Now how I did that, let me get rid of some of this junk here. How I did that was I used some fairly high-tech equipment. I used a rival seal-a-meal with the roller bags that you just cut off as you need. And I used a set of scales that's accurate within 1/10 of a gram. And what I did was I took a handleless pot, put it on here and zeroed it, hit tire and zeroed it with this on here, then put the meal in, saw what the weight was, took a calculator, divided that by half, and then took a bag and sealed one end of it, which gave me a pocket, and kept dumping it over and putting it back on until I had exactly half left in here, and then vacuum sealed it and wrote on the outside of it how many ounces of water it takes to make that meal. I can usually identify the meal pretty easily just by looking at it. I don't really need to write what it is on it. I did on the topping for the Raspberry Crunch just because it was so nondescript, but everything else I can pretty much figure out. Then I tricked out my pot. What I did with my pot was I dumped 1 cup of water in it and marked exactly where it came, and then I went out on the outside with a blunt instrument and banged a dent into it, a little round divot, so on the inside you can see it. So I know this is my measuring cup and my main cooking cup. You just simply pour water into the bottom of that divot, you've got 1 cup. I also did it for 2 cups, and on the other side I did it for 1/2 cup. So I'm pretty well set for anything I'm going to cook. And for me, personally, everybody's different. I put a drain holes in my lid to drain, like scrambled eggs, you have to drain them. And for me that works well, other people not so much. Now, one of the final things I'm going to do is, or I am doing, is I carry a 1-ounce bottle of alcohol right in the pot with the stove. Now I also carry an 8-ounce bottle or a 4-ounce bottle, depending how long I'm going to be out, separate from that. But I always make sure at supper time or whenever I'm going to cook that I have this 1-ounce bottle full. This is basically all the alcohol I'm going to use for a cooking session is 1 ounce. And I know from experience using a carbon felt mini atomic how much alcohol I'm going to use for any given amount of water I'm going to boil or any meal. And since this is 1 ounce, if I need a 1/2 ounce, I just use half the bottle. If I'm going to use 1/3 of an ounce, I use 1/3 of the bottle because it's a 1-ounce bottle. It makes it very easy, and then when I get done, I refill it with the 4 or 8-ounce bottle, and it's ready for next time. So between that and the divots inside of here for the water, it makes it much easier in the evening when you're tired and prone to make mistakes. Much easier to cook your meals. And also if you're having like scrambled eggs and you have to drain the water off, makes it much easier to have those serrations in there. And doesn't really make that much difference in your boil time. So that's what I'm up to today. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day and try to take some time out to have some fun today. Bye-bye. I've used digital scales to weigh out exactly 1/2 of this package of Raspberry Crunch. I put the pot on, hit tire and zeroed it, then put all of it in. That told me how much it weighed. Then I divided that by 2 and kept dumping it over until I had exactly half left. And this is the second one, and that is exactly half. I'm a stickler about things like that. Now I'm going to seal this. It's a little bit long. I'm using a utility knife blade folding knife, which I always carry with me, my everyday carry, to trim some off of this. I find it works a lot better than scissors. Put her in here. Get the mouth of it down into the trough where the vacuum is. And there you have it. Half a serving of Raspberry Crunch. Write on it how much water, and you're in. And I believe this is actually 5.5 ounces. I'm going to put 6 on here because I don't think you can go 1/2 ounce. And that's how you do it. So, I've modified my pot. I'll talk about that in a minute. And there's just some of my grub for a day. All broken down and packaged correctly for 1 serving for me.